0 press conference. Coach Helton will start off with an opening statement and we'll take your questions.
Very excited about this coming weekend and the opener at home. Big conference game against a great opponent, Sam Houston. Should be a great game, and our guys are excited about the opportunity. I'm looking forward to our fan base getting out there. It gets lonely out there practicing in an empty stadium all the time, so it'll be great to have the students out there and see the tailgating, and it's what we've been working really hard for. So excited to get this opener going. With that said, questions?
Tyson, looking back to last year's first game and starting lineup, I think I counted 1 starter back on offense, 3 on defense. Obviously, much different team this year. Just tell me what that process has been like for them together.
Well, it's been really good, you know, to compliment our team. They're hard workers, number one. They have great camaraderie together. They like to compete. They enjoy the process. So those are all good things. Those are good signs going into your first game. Obviously, there's a lot of unknowns, a lot of new faces. So, you know, we got to see how they respond to the game atmosphere. They've done a nice job up to this point. And, you know, one thing I think is we have guys at depth in positions. So, you know, we'll have to see how that goes. If something happens, we're able to roll guys, and I think we have some opportunities there with some depth. But excited about seeing all these new faces play. They've put in a lot of good work, a lot of time and effort, and you know, so I like where we're at right now.
He talks about how the roster looks different from last year's week. Now, obviously, the opponent's different. You're in Tuscaloosa, now you're at home against the conference opponent in Sam Houston. Just starting with the conference game, what's your take on that?
Well, I think, first of all, Sam Houston is going to be a really good football team. One, their head football coach is a fantastic coach. You know, he's been in a lot of fires and foxholes, and so, you know, I know this will be his opportunity. He's been a head coach before, but, you know, he's an opportunity to be a head coach at a D1 level. I don't think he'll blink. I think he'll manage the game exceptionally well. I have tremendous respect for him. I know his team will be ready to play. If you look at them offensively, they got a lot of guys back, a lot of firepower. We've played against those guys, have tremendous respect for those guys. They have good playmakers. You know, I think they got four out of the 5 offensive linemen back. So a tremendous challenge right out of the gate for our defense, right? So because there's some stability there offensively from what they've had in the past. And then, you know, I've evaluated them defensively, and they signed a lot of good football players, you know, and looked at the people that they've signed. They do a good job. So it's going to be a big challenge right out of the gate, but we're excited about it, you know. It's great to be home to play this conference game. It's great. It's a week 0 game. You know, you're one of the few college games on TV that day. So there's a lot of pluses for this home opener for sure.
And you said new coaching staff, but with Phil Longo, I guess you have to expect at least to prepare for an air raid offense. What does he do well? I mean, like you said, he's been doing this for decades.
Yeah, you know, I think he does a great job of whatever his best personnel can do best. That's what he can do. He's a very knowledgeable coach in the sense that, yes, you know, he's known for the air raid, but does a great job in the run game. You know, he can be multiple. So just like us, you know, you evaluate what your players do best, and that's what you hang your hat on. You know, so you have to prepare for a lot. You know, obviously they're going to come in here and try to, you know, run the football and then try to throw it over your head. And, you know, he can come in here and throw it 50, 60 times, or he can come in here and say, hey, we got a good running back and a good offensive line. We're going to hand this rock off. You know, he does like tempo offense, so you got to be ready for a fast-paced offense as well. And he does a great job of evaluating what you're doing defensively and trying to attack you based upon what you're doing. So, again, tremendous respect for him and that football team, and it's going to be a great challenge right out of the gate.
Is it a little bit of a, I don't know if cushion's the right word, having a veteran quarterback that you have in an opening game, lots of elements that you mentioned?
Yeah, I think you know, obviously having an offense coordinator and Rick Bowie and then having Maverick that have worked together, I think it allows you to lean on, you know, there's camaraderie there, what's been good for them in the past, and you know, and those kind of things. So especially in an early game, you'd like to have some stability there. So you got a play caller and a quarterback that work well together. And, and it's not all about the quarterback, though. For the quarterback to play well, the offensive line better play well, and the receivers better play well. So those kind of things, are going to be a test early to try to see. But I think you got to really lean on the experience of what's been good for them in the past and what they've done well and all those kind of things.
Coach, as we're coming out of fall camp, are there any players or position groups that you saw really develop and grow over the course of the last few weeks that you're looking forward to seeing next year?
I wish I'd be naming players all day long. We've got so many new faces, but I just as a whole, as a team, like I said early on, I think guys have worked hard. They enjoy the process. They're excited about the game. I think we have depth in different areas. So if a guy gets hurt or maybe a guy's not as performing as well, the next guys can go in there and get it done as well. So that's good to see. So I'd be sitting here all day talking about all the names, but I'm pleased with where we're at today.
Coach, with all those new faces on the team, how great is it to have these first 2 weeks just back-to-back at home to really get them, used to see these students and everything and really experience what Western's like?
Yeah, definitely. We got a great atmosphere here at WKU. I know our guys will be excited to be able to finally feel that and see that. I know our fans are ready to go, and obviously these first 2 weeks will be great to be at home. Right now we're just focused on this one, but all the stresses that you deal with as far as traveling and all those things, it's nice to not have to deal with that in this first one. And obviously we're gonna put our best foot out there, and the name of the game is winning, but it's a long season, and a season is a marathon, and so one game's not going to make or break you. The biggest thing is coming out of this game feeling good about where are we as a team and what do we do well and what do we need to get better at, because again, one game is just one game. Obviously it's an important game because it's a conference game, but there's a lot of boxes that need to be checked in this first game for sure. So it'll be a good test for us.
Coach, defensively, you guys bring in a lot of guys from transfer. You got the whole fall camp to evaluate them. How do you think those guys have been doing in the first game?
Really good. I mentioned the depth. I think we're a little bigger on defense, which is good. A little stronger on defense, which is good. I think again we have a lot of options there. If a guy goes down or somebody's not performing well, the next guy's just as good. So been very pleased with the defense, and they're going to get tested right out of the gate, so this game's going to have ups and downs in it, and our defense has got to. I've always, I'm an offensive guy, but defense is what wins, and if you have a strong defense, then you're going to have a good chance to win.
Coach, how would you evaluate the overall atmosphere, the environment, the locker room coming into this first game?
Great. I think the guys are anxious. I think they're tired of practicing against each other, and I think the coaches are tired of going against each other. And that's what makes college football so great is, you get to put your best foot forward, and it's a big test for you. But the locker room is as good as it can be right now. Got a bunch of men that are motivated and anxious to play.
Prepare for a new defensive staff too. As an offensive guy, are you still able to script anything out? Do you have a plan, or do you really have to be open, especially this first game, to adjust?
I think you got to be ready to make adjustments because you don't necessarily know what you're going to get, right? You have an idea based upon prior history, but you don't truly know what you're going to get. So you have to be able to adjust on the go, and that's football in general. And so we have to be able to make quick adjustments based upon what we're getting, what we're seeing. But all you can do is, based upon what history has shown, prep for that, and then also, flip over every stone and try to see what else do we need to make sure we're doing in case we get other things. And so that's what we've been doing. All right, guys, thank you.